Hey everyone, welcome to Alchemists of the Caribbean. My name is Drisnady and this is my new YouTube channel. I've been wanting to create this channel for quite some time and I'm finally putting myself out there. I've been yearning for a space to connect with like-minded people and people who are kind of interested in all things spirituality, not just religious based, but anything that helps to answer the questions of humankind. I love exploring these topics. I find myself involved in so many different little groups where I live, and I find that there isn't one space that connects it all, and there isn't a space where all of us can come along, and it doesn't matter what religion you are or what you believe in, you can come and just talk about it and kind of go on this path of searching alongside other people who may believe in different things, but ultimately are trying to answer the same questions. Since I was a really young girl, I've gravitated to these spiritual things. I grew up kind of Catholic. My grandmother put me in a Catholic school in Dominican Republic, and then I did my first communion. But it wasn't anything like super deep, you kind of just went through the motions. Then I found myself into a Christian church around like 10, 11 years old, and I got really, really deep into it. Um, and as a very curious child, I asked a lot of questions. And if you grew up in a church that was similar to mine, you knew that questions were not allowed. And you kind of got shamed a lot for asking questions. So, fast forward into my mid to late teen years, I backed away from church. And after, experiencing some hurt and shame around that environment, I kind of just went on my own journey of searching my own answers. I started being curious about other writers. I read A Return to Love from Marianne Williamson when I was like 18, and just from there on just kind of started searching for answers, anything that would help me. And I currently am part of a couple of different groups that the more I am involved in them, the more I realize, there's such a spiritual component to all of these groups. And that includes science. Like, I am a science geek. What actually pushed me to open this channel, I just finished reading the book Sapiens, and I highly recommend so many people to read that book. It's actually right here. Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. And one of the things that he talks about is, in the evolution of humanity, one of the things that has helped us to evolve differently than other mammals is the ability of humans to collaborate on a larger scale. And that's only possible because humans have the ability to believe in one thing in a large quantity. So the fact that all of us can put our minds to a belief, a story. I mean, Greek mythology, obviously, religion is a big one. That allows us to kind of connect on a larger scale, and it makes things happen a lot faster, which is what we've seen in the last couple of decades. So I kind of just want to explore a lot of these things with like-minded people. Like I said, I also attend a Coda 12-step anonymous group, and if you attended any type of 12-step groups, you know that there is a higher power component to it. The group that I personally attend is for codependence, and there is so much. I find there's such a bridge between the psychology of understanding the addictive brain of a codependent, but also like there's such a spiritual component to the program. So I've learned a lot through that program as well, and I'm gonna probably talk about it here at some point. Astrology. I am a big astrologer. I sometimes pull tarot cards, or if you're my friend, you know that we're constantly talking about like, well, what's your sign? So astrology and astronomy as well is another, um, I would say, like, belief that I think is has helped a lot of people to make sense of the world and to help them navigate some of the challenges that we don't have answers to. And as humans, it's sometimes really hard to kind of navigate difficult circumstances without any answers. And we reach for these different ideologies to help us navigate. And I think the beauty of it all is that none of them are wrong. And as long as you aren't harming people and you aren't doing, you're not being malicious with any of these, I don't know what to call them, ideologies. Um, it's all fair game, right? Like we're all out here just trying to survive, trying to do the best that we can. So we're gonna explore all of it. I also recently started learning about the Baha'i faith, and I don't know if anyone knows about the Baha'i faith, but I stumbled across a group from Meetup in Washington, D.C., which is the area that I'm based out of. And there was this group at the library called Community Conversations. And I think the first one I attended was like achieving, it was the topic was about like achieving global peace or something. And I was like so curious about it. And I attended the groups and I absolutely loved it. It was a group of just tons of different people, answering these questions and having a dialogue. And I'm like, man, how cool will it be if the world was like this? How cool will it be if we could sit and actually talk um, about these issues and these challenges without belittling, without just respectfully having a conversation. So the Baha'i faith has been another one that has recently um, I've been kind of like curious about, and I attend actually these like circles and groups. And I remember there was a session that I went to. It was like a dinner at this lady's house, and in one room in that evening there were at least six different religions present, and we were all having dinner. We were all discussing the topic in question, and it was beautiful to see, and I absolutely just felt so welcomed. I don't consider myself a Baha'i. I think there's this thing called like Friend of the Baha'i. And I think that's part of why I'm creating this channel as well, is because I don't identify with one religion, because I feel that there are so many different paths and so many different avenues to reach the same conclusion. And like I said earlier, it's all fair game as long as you are doing it respectfully. And we all have things that we need to improve and grow in. So I hope that we grow together and we learn together. I also attend Buddhist meditations. There's a great community here in Washington, D.C. called IMCW. They host tons of different meditation groups. I love attending those as well. I mean, I basically dip my toes in anything related to spirituality, and I love it. And it's really become such a part of who I am. I attend drum circles, ecstatic dances, like anything that I feel will help me become alive and helps me kind of make sense of this world. I am very analytical. I also love to read, and sometimes finding a balance between science and spirituality also has been a challenge, and navigating those questions by myself has also been really challenging. And I hope that in the upcoming months, as this community hopefully grows, I would love to create a virtual meetup where we can just have topics and discuss it virtually. Maybe it could be in person. I'm also going to be launching a blog where I explore different themes that I am experiencing in my own life. And as it comes up, there's obviously a spiritual component to it, and there's also a science component to it, right? And I think by now, in the time period that we are in, we're seeing how science has really explained spiritual concepts that have existed for a long time. I welcome questions, I welcome comments, I welcome suggestions, I welcome anything that resonates with you and this video. And if it's something that you're interested in exploring with me, I join you to watch my videos. I'm hoping to post at least once a week with a topic that I'll bring up. And like I said, I'll be creating that channel and my upcoming blog. So stay tuned. Thank you. And we're all alchemists, right? The whole purpose of this channel is, especially with the name being like Alchemists of the Caribbean. I was born in the Caribbean, grew up in the US. And one thing that I have always just learned and appreciated about myself is my ability to take something that has been given to me, whether negative or positive, and use that to transform my life. And I know that so many other people do that. I'm always constantly inspired by the creatives. I'm constantly inspired by people who put themselves out there, because what I have learned is that it's a ripple effect. You know, creativity inspires somebody else to do something else, and that kind of ball just keeps on rolling. So I do hope that in the upcoming months with this channel, we grow creatively and as human beings. And I hope that if there's something that I say that it inspires you to open your own channel or finally take that class. I hope that we are just all alchemizing our lives. So stay tuned. I'm excited. Thank you.